Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Thursday, May 2nd, 2024. Just right off. I do apologize. I know I'm not kind of like really myself lately. This thing with my sister is definitely weighing on me a little bit. And a lot of you have written to me about that. I'll- it's going to be okay. All right. We'll be all right. Anyway, people. So, with that, we need to talk about what's going on here. We're finding out again more absolutely abysmal economic news across the board. Inflation continues to rise. Nobody's shocked here. It's not going to stop. War spending, expanding over war, everything else you can imagine that's going to be thrown at us that you can't even believe moving forward. Um, and I want to cover some other stuff with you real quick. But today, this stock market did pretty well across the board. Just the smell, just the suggestion that the Federal Reserve will be cutting rates. Looks like July now. I was wrong apparently, and I thought June was going to be the time. But the ECB is still talking about June, European Central Bank, and that's going to be enough to set this stock market here on fire. I mean, in a good way. And all that, well, good is a perspective. All it means is more easy money, which is it's already started with the Swiss National Bank, which will be followed up by the ECB more than likely first, and then the Fed here. It's going to be interesting to see what the Fed does. How they're going to justify this, because inflation is rising. It's not stopping. Debt is skyrocketing, and the banking system is coming apart. And we're going to talk more about that. We're getting more warnings about this here right now. So yes, rate cuts are coming. The market just wants to know they're coming, and more than likely, we're going to see more of what we witnessed today. 10-year yield dropped 4.58 on the 10-year yield. The U.S. dollar on a relative strength basis fell. The MMRI below 300, below 300. It's astonishing. You see what I'm talking about? When we look at, for example, I've been saying we got to look at 311.7 with regard to the MMRA. We were like at 310 and the market was cratering. This is a good tool. It's not the end all, but we can watch levels here with regard to risk in this market, and they're taking it away. This is what they are doing. They can jawbone this market higher. They can jawbone further distortions in the price action of assets across the board. The promise of more easy money, the hint of it. And again, it's look, every single, this is what bothers Greg Mannarino. And I'm just going to say it again because I'm getting a headache just thinking about it. The Federal Reserve, every single projection they've made so far has been wrong. Every one. Do you believe that's just by accident as well? No, because you and I have nailed this to the wall since day one. So it's just more lies. They cannot be this ignorant to the current situation. And not only that, the tactic that is being utilized here by the mainstream media, because they're all getting the same script from the Federal Reserve, who controls the flow of information as well, is the same. The economy is strong. The consumer is robust. Everything is great. Couldn't possibly be better. But every single piece of economic news that we get points 180 degrees in the opposite direction. Make it up. Make any of this stuff up. But again, look, they are trying desperately, very successfully, to hide things from you. That is the fact that what we talked about this morning, bad loans and loan defaults on these banks' balance sheets are skyrocketing. People can't pay their bills. 78% of working American people are living paycheck to paycheck. This is a booming economy. This is a robust consumer. Really? You can't make this stuff up. And let me say something else. There are a lot of people that write to me, oh, Greg, we've been hearing about the collapse and the meltdown for a long time. I'm still waiting for it. These people are blind, or they're willfully ignorant because they're not paying attention to what's happening. It's happening now. The system is melting down. The banking system is melting down as we speak, but it's being hidden from you. And look, here's CNBC. This is from CNBC just today. CNBC, stress tests reveal hundreds of U.S. banks at risk due to loans, and rate hikes, which have now taken their toll. Hundreds of small and regional banks in the United States are under financial stress. People, look, again, this is something that you and I have been further ahead of the curve than anybody else. We started talking about this before anybody else. Okay. And I mean, not that that is any great feat of achievement here. All you got to do is look at what the facts are. And you and I called this out from, I don't know how, way before this whole thing started. No loans, no deposits, no deals. People have burned through their savings accounts. All right. This is another big story on the economy here. They're done. You and I have also said this would happen from years ago. Society, the middle class is being systematically wiped out, okay? And part of this is creating slaves and dependency to the current system. Now they have no savings. So now what do they got to do? They got to look to the government for help. This is what they want to do. More people who are dependent on the system makes the system stronger, not weaker, okay? And these people, again, there can be no revolution. There can be no revolt because these people are now slaves, more so than ever, to the system. It's unbelievable. You can't possibly make this stuff up if you try to. Also, another piece of economic news here. Look, U.S. productivity is down the toilet. Debts and deficits ballooning. Every freaking thing that you and I have been talking about. This is from the other day. Now I told you the MMRI is below 300. And this is no surprise either. Now we're below 300. As a matter of fact, here it is. This is from today. 299.6 last time I looked at it. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Maybe we'll fall down to the next color zone here. And the market's just going to take off. Again, it's just a smell. Just a hint that maybe, and of course there is going to be, rate cuts as the Fed inflates, as they spend more money on war. Our representatives who represent nothing, you and I have no voice at all whatsoever. We have no say-so in anything whatsoever. They're going to do anything they want. Oh, and again, expect another big show. If they don't get a blank check, there's going to be another big show over the skies of Israel or whatever it might be. And they're going to tell you, well, we have to do this here. Just a mechanism to pull cash into the now, people. It's not benefiting anyone on this planet Earth. Imagine just, for example, just for a second, if governments had a wealth-based system they couldn't borrow to fight wars. That's what really is what this whole country was about here, the United States. When our forefathers envisioned this, a system, a wealth-based system where we couldn't borrow, they believed it would restrain war. Well, that's gone now. And because of this fake debt-based fiat system we have, they just got to add digits to a screen and they can buy weaponry and slaughter as many people as they want to, as many as they need to keep the system going. Understand? Yeah, we're being bled dry. Jeff, we are so beyond being bled dry. The United States, the largest debtor nation in the history of this world, with citizens that are more in debt than anyone. States are bankrupt. Municipalities are bankrupt. The country is bankrupt, beyond bankrupt. And again, none of this is ever meant to be paid back. You know that. The nature of the system is it must be fueled with more debt. It can't stop ever. And all this does is empower central banks. You understand? Freaking crazy. It's absolutely insane. But that's where we're at. Now, listen, I want to bring something else to your attention real quick here. This information here that I'm going to talk about is readily available to anyone that wants to look this stuff up. Now, I've been warning for a while about Bank of America. Okay. If you look at here, this bottom black line is Bank of America compared to its peers. If you look here, you will see Bank of America is already in dire shape. I believe of all the Wall Street super banks, this bank is the worst off. And I would expect that if one of these banks is going to go down, it's going to be Bank of America. I've been telling you this for the longest time, people. Um, if you have your cash in Bank of America, I'd be pulling it. I'd be getting this out. I'd be getting my cash. Look, people continue to write to me, and I just don't understand this. Okay. People say, and this is all day today, and every freaking time I bring it up, okay, Greg, we're supposed to pull our cash out of these institutions. Then what do we do? Okay. You should know what to do. Number one, I always tell you, only keep in these institutions what you need to participate in their system. Yes, we are forced to do so. Set up an account in a credit union. Okay, now these are not safe. Let me just specify this. Okay, look, I'm going to write this down so people don't take this the wrong way. Credit unions are not safe. Okay, nothing is safe. They are safer, in my opinion. A credit union is safer than a commercial bank because, again, these are credit unions do not operate for profit. They are owned by the members. You understand? They don't take the risk that a lot of these commercial banks have. They're loading up with commercial real estate and bad loans and everything else that was going on right now. So if you got to keep if you have to, and we do, unfortunately, we're forced to participate in their system. So set up an account just to pay your bills with as minimal amount of cash as you can. The rest of it you should be converting into something else, in my opinion. Okay, you know what I'm going to tell you. You want to stay in this debt-based system. You want to stay in the dollar. You gotta have your head examined. It's a dying asset, along with every other freaking fiat currency being issued by a central bank. They're in a race to the bottom. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing now, people. That's why we're having inflation right now, and it's going to get much worse. It's not going to get better. Again, just go back to what I said. Do you believe? Here's the question of the day. Do you believe that it's by accident that every single, bar none, every single projection by the Federal Reserve has been wrong? Mitch knows what I'm talking about, and you and I have nailed it to the wall since day one? Really? And our loving, caring representatives haven't called them out at all? This guy, the Federal Reserve, all of them, they're in breach of contract across the board. We should be able to take back the system because they have a dual mandate. They are mandated to do this. If they don't, they're in breach of contract, period. So their biggest breach of contract right now is to maintain price stability, which they have not done. Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see why I get so angry? Why my freaking blood pressure goes to the moon? Why my heart starts pounding? Why I start freaking sweating like this? It's going to be the death of me one day, people. I'm telling you right now. It's freaking believable. All right, look, we covered a lot here. I don't know what else to say. Stay on the right side of this, people. Bet against the debt. Become your own central bank. Hoard this stuff. Zach knows what I'm talking about, people. You got to be on the opposite side of this. Is coming apart. If people can't see, Jeffrey knows what I'm talking about. Thank you. They can't see what's going on here. They are willfully blind. They're buying the nonsense. Most people, again, they are so disconnected from what's actually going on. And they believe in the system. They believe in the system that it functions for their benefit. Really? Really? Honestly? This is helping people? They're being destroyed. They're being wiped out. And this is by design as well. You all know that. Whew. All right, people. Look, I think we're going to get out of here now. I honestly, I'm not even going to take any questions today, and I do apologize for that. I had to cancel an interview I had today with John Dowling. I appreciate him very much for understanding that I'm just out of it right now. Again, the thing with my sister is bothering me, understandably so. So I'm going to just cut this short here. People are going to end this now. I hope you got something out of this video. I really do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your friendship, your support, your love, your prayers, and everything else. And we got to do something about these thumbs up. People, you're trying to tell me I only rank 429 right now. Please, we got to do something about this. I'm working my hardest here for all of you. And it's up to you whether you want this stuff to be shown. Those thumbs up allow the algorithms to pick this up. And I ask you to share this stuff. Get it out there. All right, look, that's going to be it for today. Again, look, love all of you. I do apologize for not taking any questions today. I just got to get my head together. Bear with me on this for a little while. I will see you all in the morning. So with that, people, until we meet again, and we will meet again in the morning, Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. All right. See you in the morning.